Hi YouTubers, my name is Kevin and you're watching The Royal We. In this message, I want to help you with understanding the most powerful weapon that you have against toxic narcissistic abuse, and that is your silence. Now, what I'd really like to do in this message is to go over two different things here. The pros and the cons of using this weapon of silence against toxic narcissists in your life. Now, in reality, I'm going to be upfront with you, there are no cons to using your silence as you go no contact. However, what there are some issues that you're going to have to face within yourself, and that's why I call them cons. In the long run, it's the best thing for you, but I want to validate you and what you might be experiencing as you start to use silence as your weapon against narcissistic abuse and against toxic relationships. So let's go ahead and jump into the known cons first, all right? First and foremost, when you decide to go no contact and you're using silence in the relationship, what you're going to experience probably for the first time is not being able to articulate your emotions in a healthy way. Now, you can articulate your emotions in toxic relationships, but what's really happening is you're not going to get the response that you hope to get. You would hope when you articulate the emotions of being sad or angry or frustrated or feeling betrayed or feeling like someone else is being mean, you would hope that the response would be, listen, I'm sorry, let's work on this. But with toxic, narcissistically abusive people, that's not what happens. You are accused of being the problem maker. You are accused of being judgmental. You are accused of being toxic yourself. You are accused of being selfish. You are accused of playing the victim, all because you are trying to express your emotions in the situation in a healthy way. Now, I like to bring up what the Bible has to say about throwing your pearls before swine. It says that not to do it because the swine will trample the pearls under their feet and then turn and tear you to pieces. And what this is telling me is that when it comes to you in dealing with toxic individuals, listen, your true emotions are your pearls. Don't throw them out to toxic, narcissistic swine because they will trample it under their feet and then turn and tear you to pieces, right? So it's important to understand that you are sacrificing your desire in the situation to articulate your emotions and receive a healthy response. So I want to validate that this is a real thing that you're going to have to dig within yourself and understand that this is a sacrifice, that you will from now on understand that you will not always get a healthy response when you express your emotions. The second thing that can be considered a con, meaning it's a change within yourself that you need to understand. And this is understanding that you are not able to fix everything in this life, especially when it comes to other people. Now, it's real easy as we become comfortable in wanting to be diplomatic and good people and people who help others. It's real easy to take on this attitude of being able to help anybody in this life. I know I had that attitude myself. And when I came across the toxic narcissistic abuse that I dealt with, I fell into this trap of thinking, I've got this. I know I can help the situation. I know I can make a way for everybody to come into agreement. And this was what my biggest struggle was really with. It was with myself and having to understand that I cannot fix this situation because I cannot fix the toxic narcissist. No matter what I do or what I say, I cannot change who they are or how they want to see things or how they want to be with people. And so I had to sacrifice that idea that I had. I call it, oftentimes, it can even be borderline arrogance, that Christian arrogance, right? We could be good enough to get people to see the best in everything, right? It could even be called toxic positivity. Right? I'm okay with saying that now because it can come across that way. When people are treating you so negatively, bullies are bullying you, yet you're sitting there going, hey guys, we can work on this. Come on, let's get together. Let's love one another. La, 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 la. You know what I mean? Toxic positivity in a situation that does not call for positivity at all. All right? And so that's another sacrifice, and that could be considered a con. But again, like I explained earlier, these aren't real cons. These are just simply things that you need to face within yourself, but they're real emotions that you're going to be wrestling with. So those are the two biggest things that you're going to wrestle with Again, to summarize it, it's number one, being able to not articulate your emotions in a way that you get a healthy response. And then number two, learning that you can't fix every situation and you can't help heal people that don't want to be healed, and you cannot love people that do not want to be loved or love you. All right. Now let's talk about the pros. These are the good things that you will absolutely experience when it comes to using your silence as a weapon against toxic narcissistic abuse. The first is that you gain your control back. And what do I mean by this? Well, when you're involved with toxic people, narcissistically abusive people, your family, your friends or coworkers, when you're involved in the toxicity, they're calling you names and you're reacting to it, you have no power. There is no power in reacting to other people. How many of you are aware of that? When you're reacting, you're powerless. You are their slave as you react to them. We're not talking about being responsive. You can respond to people and still be in power. But the moment you start reacting by being defensive, by getting upset, you are no longer in control of yourself. You are the slave to a toxic, narcissistically abusive person who by now and by this stage in their life knows that if they push these certain buttons on you, they're going to get you to react, and they're looking for that because they want you to be their slave. They want you to be engaged in a name-calling fight or a fist-throwing fight or whatever kind of fight it is. So you become the slave in their game. So by going silent, you're going to recognize this right away. There is no more game. And that means that you've taken your power back, right? Your silence says loud and clear, I ain't playing. I mean it. We are either in a relationship that's healthy or there is no relationship, period. Right? This is called taking your power back. And as long as you're taking your power back in time, you can get back to becoming responsive again instead of reactive. And I guarantee you, as you heal, you will start to learn how to become responsive once again, and you will let go of the reactiveness that may be in your system right now. You may still be dealing with the reactive things going on inside of you, but that will work itself out as long as you stay silent and as long as you stay away. All right? The second pro is that you're out of their web. Now, obviously, when you go no contact and you stay silent, if it's family members or an ex, whatever, they're gonna say things behind your back. They're gonna tell other people, so and so, Susie, they don't come around anymore. They're giving us the silent treatment or whatever, right? And they're gonna keep saying this stuff. And how many of you know it's like a big spider's web, and they're throwing things out in this web, right? But as long as you stay silent, you stay out of that web, then the web ceases to exist after a while. Nobody is going to listen to the narcissists and toxic people continue to say the same things about you over and over and over and over again. Even the most enabling people will eventually say to the narcissist, will you shut up? Why are you still talking about them? And narcissists aren't going to risk continuing to talk about you if you are no longer in their game and in their web. Your silence is keeping you out of their web and out of the lives of everybody that they are talking to. Even if at first I know the smear campaign is heavy, but keep in mind that in the beginning, during the smear campaign, you're still close to that web, and it's still tempting for you to be reactive, okay? Stay out of that web, all right? Fly high above that web, okay? And eventually it will all fall away, and you will not be eaten up by the nasty spider that is the narcissist. Third positive thing is that you're going to be able to focus on your life, focus back on the things that you enjoy doing, focus on your art, focus on your gifts, focus on your talents, focus on your desires, focus on who you are, right? There's a big aspect of who you are that you've lost in order to even get involved with these toxic, narcissistically abusive people. I'm sure at one time you were into having fun and doing these things, and you've lost that because you dove headfirst into this, into the wolf's den over here. Now it's time to refocus and get back into those things, and that's a positive. Yes, you're going to carry with you all of these negative feelings that your body's trying to work out, but that's okay. Just put one foot in front of the other. Give yourself time, one day at a time, and continue working on what it is you enjoy doing. All right? And that's basically what I got for you in this message. And I know that a lot of these things are going to be helpful and validating for you. Finally, make sure going no contact is the real deal. You're not just giving them the silent treatment. You are doing this for real because you really want to work on your life and you really want to let go of that toxic situation and you want to get out of their power, right? And get back into your own power. And if this is you, then this video should help you out. I want to be a part of your healing journey. Visit www.jointheroyalwe.com where you can schedule your one-on-one appointment with me. We can talk over the telephone. We can do FaceTime for those of you who are Apple users. There's also a course that's available for you, and I have reduced the price of the course for you. All of that can be found at www.jointheroyalwe.com. I encourage you also to join me every Monday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for Royal We Live Chat. This is an opportunity for you to join the community, ask your questions. You can even call in and talk with me live for free, or you can text in some important questions that you have. Saturday morning is Royal We Fellowship. This is an in-depth Bible study where we are looking at the Bible from the perspective of understanding this world of narcissism and toxic relationships. This is every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock a.m. And I will be right back with more videos right here on the Royal We.